What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. In this episode, we're going to talk about a shift that really only large sellers talk about. And I wanted to share it with you guys. So if you guys are following along, this is episode number 9.75 out of 48, where we talk about building a full-time living, selling stuff online. Let me just check that this is coming through, and then we'll get straight into it. Let's see. Yep, I think it is working. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me, and I will get started. This is my guest for the evening, Sam. I am dog sitting. So if you guys can hear me, let me know, and we'll get started. What's going on, guys? This is Sam, my brother's toy poodle. He is just coming back from a swim. If you guys didn't know, poodles are water retrieval dogs. So he's really good at swimming, actually. So we just came for some. So anyway, let's get straight into it, guys. I want to go over the shift that big sellers don't talk about. That's really the main difference for what makes you normally a large seller versus a regular seller. And let's get straight into it. The main shift is that they talk about what's good for the end customer. And usually people who do really poorly talk about themselves. Sorry. So if you guys are, just getting started with your resale business, a lot of people are talking about like, how do I make money? How do I pay my bills? How can I quit my job? What's the easiest way to do this? They're not asking the question of what do customers want? What does the market want? What are people looking for? What's popular? What's on trend? They're really just thinking about themselves. And that shift will totally destroy you because, I've noticed with my YouTube channel, I'm trying to make more content that people want more. Which is like more beginner stuff, more tutorials, more journey stuff. That's why I'm trying to build this store from scratch. We also had another sale in the new store, which was a paper cutter. I bought a paper cutter for $3 or $4 and sold for 35 today. Not bad. Was inexpensive to ship, so that just got added. And I also just realized, guys, that you can look at the solds in the feedback left for others. So I'm going to be opening up a eBay store with that new store pretty soon. Right now, I'm using up the 50 free listings, which I recommend for you guys. Just getting started. Don't waste any time opening up an eBay store. Just get straight into it and start listing. Use those 50 free listings to get going. So Arbitron is asking about what software do I use. It's all custom, and it's going to launch on Thursday. So if you guys have any questions or you want specific things automated, put that in the chat or in the comment section, or email me at chris@dailyrefinement.com. You can automate almost everything with macros, and I'll be showing you guys how to do that for free on Thursday. So on Thursday, it is up. I'm spending all day Wednesday working on it, so it should be awesome. You should check out Sam. He is a toy poodle. Oh, sorry, Sam. And he is a lap dog. So if I set him down, he will actually start crying. He just is used to hanging out with his parents, my brother and his and my sister-in-law. This is their dog. So I babysit. All right, I'm sorry, I dog sit probably once a month, maybe. And I really feel that people that have full-time pets, it is a lot of attention that you have to give these little guys, probably like at least an hour or two a day. Otherwise, they get very anxious. Especially this is a little dog, so he needs a lot of attention. He has anxiety, or what's it called? Separation anxiety. So if you even pretend like you're leaving, he will panic. So he's more of a lap dog. But anyway, if you guys are just joining, please smash that like button. But I want to talk about the fact that people who do really well on eBay are just focused on customers. Let me give you guys an example. Loretta, Thrift Love Sell on Instagram, she was just posting that when she lists an electronic, she writes in the description what the different compatibilities are for the cords. So if you have this cord, get this charger. And she puts all that information in, and most sellers don't do that because let's say you find a really cheap speaker or bookshelf system that you're looking for, but you don't understand what the conversion is, and you take the time and actually write that for buyers, and they'll be able to actually find the right adapter to make it work for them. So that's she's focused on what does the customer want. She's looking at trends. She's looking at seasons. She's not looking at what she's going to do with the money. She's not thinking about her debt. She's not thinking about her job, because that has nothing to do with whether or not things are going to sell. So that you need to shift your mindset from what do you want to what do your customers want. And you get to the point like me where I literally don't care about any material stuff at this point, because I'm honestly very focused on making this YouTube channel the best I can, having the best store I can. And then I have a private group that I'm trying to make sure they do the best they can. And I'm also about to get married, trying to have the best marriage I can. I don't even have any time left to think about stupid stuff that doesn't matter, or material. Like, I have zero time. I'm literally thinking about getting a different rice cooker, because to save time, meaning like the one that I have was a gift and it's stainless steel, which is a little bit healthier to eat off of versus the non-stick. And I literally don't care about the extra plastic because it's harder to clean stainless steel. And I'd rather just have an easy to clean rice cooker than healthy. So I'm just looking to save time. I really don't, even if it cost an extra $200 for a rice cooker that has that feature, I would go for it. But apparently, what is this beeping? Hold on a second. Sorry, I just moved to downtown Oakland, and there's a lot of outdoor sound. That's why I haven't done a lot of live videos, because it's not quiet where I am. I'm gonna have to build a soundproof box. Um, but yeah, this dog is ridiculously cute. Look at him. Sam, say hi. He's really bored. But we did go for a swim today, and he is an awesome swimmer. Let's see. What do I think the line is between thinking about yourself in a business and thinking about the customer? The line is pretty much 100% focused on the customer, because that's what's going to help you. If you over deliver with your customers, then people will continue to pay you. So a sale happens when value exceeds price. Okay, that's when people switch and start buying, when they think that it's worth it for whatever it is that they're buying. So if you're 100% focused on the customer, you're going to make that transition. And you can see that when you meet people. If people start with, I have a lot of bills to pay, I'm not in a good situation, I need money now, me, those people will suck at reselling for sure. They're horrible. But the people who are like, hey, I'm thinking about doing pet products because pet products are good, what do you think? That's somebody who's already thinking about the market and serving something, versus just me, which doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. I know, right? He's very quiet. He's quiet if you're holding him. Is the summer slowdown a myth? Yes and no. More commerce is done in the winter and spring. But I'm about to do a live show with Karen, Lavender Clothesline. She says, what if there's no summer slowdown? There's just list less, which makes sense. Like, it gets warmer. People don't want to list. They want to go outside. They want to go on vacation. They want to spend time with their families. And then they don't work on their store. So I don't experience summer slowdown. Most of my store's progress is based on how much I put into it. Plus, even if summer slowdown existed in my category, which it doesn't really exist in my category of sneakers and vintage goods. Those are good year round. If that was the case, I would just plan accordingly. Let's see. I know. I wish I could ship Sam to you, but he'd probably cry if I actually, he hates the sound of any crinkling or tape or box. He hates boxes, any kind of noise like that, and he just runs away. That's why I've chosen to not take him to my eBay store with me, because he just doesn't like it. He just sits in the corner. Um, yeah, he doesn't like the sound of the noises, so he can just stay in my carpeted apartment until I get back. Um, I know, right? If yeah, these lap dogs, let me see. No, I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to torture him, but if I set him on the ground, he definitely will start crying. Yeah, Lindsay, he is a very cute dog. He is just like a little over a year. He's my co-host. We went for a swim earlier. He's a great swimmer. Um, yeah, he's not an eBay dog. That's true. He hates eBay. He would not be able to help at all with the procedure, um, except for maybe to take a break to go walk. Also, going on 3 walks a day has been interesting. I don't usually go for walks. I'll do exercise, but going for a walk is a nice break. And um, Sam is like scared of everything, so I'm just trying to take him on very short to the point walks. Um, yeah, so I don't know how's everybody else doing? Do you guys have this issue? Do you struggle with focusing on yourself more than your customer? Because I see that a lot with customers. I'm sorry, with beginning sellers. They're just really focused on what size store do I need? That doesn't matter. The size of your store doesn't matter. It doesn't affect your performance. It's like how many products do you have that people are looking for? How many products do you have that people are looking for? That's more important than how many total items do you have in your store. 1K per week series. Yeah, the 1K per week series is really doing well. So hopefully you guys are liking it. I do think I will get there before 3 months. That store will get to 40,000 listed. It's at like 1,200 now. Not bad. It's going to get some momentum as we continue. I don't have a very big budget, so I wanted to start that account with only 200 bucks. So there's really not a lot I can buy with 200 bucks. So I'm just being a little bit more picky. You struggle with cash flow. Yeah, Michael, that's true. That's why, reselling is very much a business. And, the people who start with between 15 and 100,000 do a lot better. This is also one of the reason why older people are better at reselling. They usually have more capital. They've been alive longer. They've been accumulating more capital to start with. Most entrepreneurs are 50 years old. It's not like a myth. If you are 23 out of college, you don't have 25 grand to start a business. I just posted a LuLaRoe thing where I didn't realize that 80,000 people, mostly women, started a LuLaRoe seller consultant account with between $5,000 and $15,000. 80,000. And most of those people have never run a business before, have no idea. And for a business that is very cheap to start, but I don't know how well they did. From some statistics are saying 80% of them didn't even break even. And then, the people that make the most money make money off recruitment and not selling the actual clothing. So that is pretty sad and pretty interesting, but I don't know if that 100% works. Any categories do I stay away from in reselling? Just clothing. I sell some clothing, but for the most part, I don't touch it unless it's $25 profit or more, just because it's a lot of work. And I prefer selling things that are less work. But no categories, even clothing, just less of it. Hammy whammy, you struggle with thinking about yourself. Your total expenses are too high. Yeah, you should reduce your expenses as low as possible. My monthly expenses with my fiance combined, minus rent, is only $1,500. So right now we're eating out 0 times. I mean, very minimal. Our budget for eating out is literally like $100 a month. I was spending almost $100 a day when I had a six-figure job. I was spending ridiculous amounts of money, car, watch, eating out all the time, drinking all the time, vacations all the time. Now, since I discovered like financial independence people and retire early, my fiance and I are on the same page. So I don't really agree with Dave Ramsey on anything, but I do like his concept of you need to agree on kids, in-laws, finances, and religion. What do you guys think? Kids, finances, religion, in-laws. Those are the 4 things you need to agree on, and we're on the same page. But between the two of us, we only have one in-law, so just her mom. So not a lot of people to worry about there. Kids-wise, we're hoping for two. Finances, we both want to be on the financially independent retire early path, which means you save 25 times your annual income, and then you live off of that. Hopefully, you earn 6 to 10% in the market, and then with inflation, you live on less than 4% a year. So that's pretty easy for us since we're only living on $1,500 a month. We have no car expenses, no debt, no credit card bills, no student loans. So we're cooking almost every single meal. So the overhead is really, really low. And our car costs are covered by my rental car company. And I can actually write off my rent, a big percentage of my rent for the YouTube channel, right? So I'm getting a little bit of a business expense cut there. But honestly, to be 100% honest with you guys, I know, right? This is like kind of a bond feeling. The If I were to get a job, I probably would earn more money here because reselling is hard work. And if I was a VP of sales or something, I think I would make at least 20 grand. I would have benefits. I could get stock options, and that for me would add up to, and if I did that, I would just resell for fun on the side, and that money would go straight into savings or straight into investments. And it doesn't vary as much. When you have a job, you get the same paycheck each time. Or I like sales, so that means if I have, it's pretty much the same. But on good months, I'll have a really really high income. Um, that to me is more stable. I would get better health benefits, more employee match. So looking at the retirement early plan, when we talked about it, it's actually a financially more stable for me to get a job. We would reach retirement earlier. Um, unless my YouTube channel takes off or my some of my other products do better, then sure, maybe that'll work better. But it's easier to just go straight doing the getting a job is actually easier for me, and just using the side income to put in instead of relying 100% on reselling. So I don't recommend people do this for a living. I recommend you do this as your side hustle. Yeah, you're 23 and out of college. See, you don't have 25 to 50 grand saved up like someone who's 50 years old. Believe it or not, I know this sounds crazy. I get emails that say, Chris, I have 100 grand to invest. How do I start? More often than you would think. A lot of people have saved 100 grand by age 50 and want to do this into retirement. So you're competing against, if you're 23, you're competing against people with 100 grand, and the people who start LuLaRoe, they're not millennials. Like if you look at the YouTube videos, they're like 30 to maybe late 20s, 30 to 50-year-old women. It was their target. Those are the people starting businesses, and they've saved a little bit of money usually. Why do I subtract rent from my total expenses? Because I can write off a percentage of this place as my studio for YouTube. I can write off a percentage of it as my place where I do accounting, a percentage of my internet, a percentage of my telephone bill. All of that stuff can be written off. But my total expenses with my fiance are less than $1,500 per month. This is the beauty of no kids, no pets. I mean, I dog sit once in a while, but extremely low overhead for the Bay Area, 1,500. That's including health insurance. So, is buying wholesale websites worth it? It depends on what your goals are. So, in order to answer these questions, you guys need to you need to start off with what your goals are. For me, buying from wholesale websites doesn't make sense. I'm only contacting manufacturers online because I want to go for those long-term relationships over time. Liquidation is like a hamster wheel to me. You order something, process it. Order something, process it. Order something, process it. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for ordering the same thing over and over, no processing, just the same listing, selling over and over again. That's what I'm looking for. And it takes a long time to build that up. And most people are not willing to do it. So I'd rather play in that market than sell clothing online when anybody can do it. Anybody can go to the thrift store today and start reselling clothing in 1 hour. I don't want to be in that market. I want to be it took 6 months to contact this person, get them to know, like, and trust me. And now I'm the only person allowed to sell their product. I want to be in that market. Do I pay a part of my rent with my business income? It depends. You should talk to your CPA. It depends on what your business is. Um, You so you don't I don't recommend, no, I don't recommend selling clothes at all. I recommend selling shoes, but if you selling clothing, I don't recommend it at all. I do it publicly, to be honest, because most people resell clothes, but my actual businesses that I don't share, I don't sell clothing because it sells too slowly. The sell-through rate's only 5% on average, which means it would take you 20 months, a year and a half to get your money back. And a year and a half to get my money back is too slow. I do it kind of for fun, but it's not my main thing. I wouldn't recommend clothing to anybody unless they were just getting started and you kind of want to learn and you don't want to spend a lot of money, then sell clothing. But if you're taking it seriously, you need to get into wholesale, which is directly with the manufacturer or distribution company, or you need to make your own products. You can't just, unless you like the hamster wheel. I've met plenty of miserable people who've been reselling for 10 years and they're exactly where they are, where they started. If you want to do that, then do that. Just continue hunting, reselling. Hunt, go home, resell the same thing. If you like that. I think that that's a horrible form of torture though. No, it's true. Liquidation is great money. I didn't say that it wasn't. I'm just saying it's still a hamster wheel. You order it and then you have to process it. You're buying it for 90% off. Of course, it's great money if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, it's not good because you get stuck. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic. Um, if you don't know what you're doing, then you get stuck with the inventory. Knocking down big bucks in a corporate career. Exactly. So Moonlighter is making big money in a corporate career, but you want to own your own time. I recommend that you resell until your income is at least six figures net. Otherwise, it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it to resell for only $1,000 a week. It's really hard. I don't know if you guys agree. Smash the like button if you agree. But if your aspiration is $1,000, why not just be a manager at Starbucks? Why do you have to put yourself through this pain of starting your own business and stressing out all your relationships and potentially having health problems and high stress just to make $1,000 a week? That's it. That's your aspiration. Just get a regular job. If you're in the top 20% of your profession, you'll make more than 50 grand a year without any of the stress of owning your own company. Um, you should have a much higher goal, in my opinion. If you're going to do this, why not? Why not pick a higher goal? For me, 3 grand a week is more exciting. I think that's more exciting than 1 grand a week because you can actually get out of bed. Because 3 grand a week, you can save a lot of money. You can live a lavish lifestyle if you want to. $1,000 a week, if you have a family, that's just getting by. That's not exciting enough to be an entrepreneur. Thank you. Yeah, this is Sam. Sam is a toy poodle. He's an apricot toy poodle. Say hi, Sam. He's like, whatever. Um, some people find more fulfillment for 1K a week than working for Starbucks. Yeah, I just think it's not sustainable. I look at resellers that only make 1 grand a week, and for the most part, when they take a vacation, their income stops. That's great if you like that. I don't want my income to stop. So if you have a little bit of a larger business, you can actually take a break, go on vacation, spend time with your family. If you really love your family, shouldn't you earn enough money so you can spend some time with them? I don't know if you guys agree with that, but if you really love your family and you only make $1,000 a week, that means you don't have that much time to spend with them because that's not, you have to work 2 to 3 weeks out of the month to pay your bills. Um, Josh is asking about building up drafts. I don't agree with that. I think you should just set a schedule for the week and go for it. If your schedule is list every day, sure. I don't think that that's necessary though. In fact, I don't think you should list more and more and more and more. You should list, as you get better, you should list less items for more profit or more items that you can sell more than one of. So you guys will see as I build up this 1K a week store, you'll see there are items where I buy 100 of the same thing and I don't have to list more. I can just list the same. But right now, it's really slow because there's not a lot of capital, right? It's only a couple $100. It's not like in my other store where I can leverage a little bit more capital. This one, I have to wait for some of the money to come back in because I'm trying to be realistic with you guys. Some people are like, oh, this is garbage. You've only made $500 in 2 weeks. That's the reality for people that have zero money. Okay. It takes a while to build up. If I pumped 50 grand into it, we'd probably be already at 10 grand in sales already, but that's not realistic for a lot of people. That's why we're starting with zero and trying to reinvest slowly along the way. Let's see. What has been my experience of sourcing off Alibaba? It's done well for me. It's it's competitive. If I'm going to source on Alibaba, I'm going to try to find something a little bit more expensive. You always struggle with how much you should turn around and use on buying new items. Yeah, you can reinvest everything in the beginning. You can reinvest 50% of everything, 90% of everything. It just depends on your goals and how much capital you have. NYC Life says they've been doing eBay for 20 years, and but here to say it isn't an easy job. I don't think anybody is here to say that it's easy. Selling on eBay is definitely work, but everything is work. Like I don't think there's no glory in being an eBay seller. The people who wear it like on their sleeve, like I've been selling for 20 years, 30 years. I'm a silver power seller. If it makes you feel better, go for it. But like it's not special to me. I don't think that finding other people's products and flipping them is really that admirable. You don't get a gold star. I still think being a doctor is more respectable because you're helping people saving people's lives. That's harder than reselling. It's okay. Reselling is fine. It's just the same as every other sales job. It's just not something that I don't know. You don't get a gold star because you're a eBay seller. It's the same as everything. You put whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. You always struggle with how much. Yeah, yeah. Again, it just depends on your level of comfort for how much money you want to put back into your business. But again, with the eBay sellers that I hear all the time that have been doing it for a long time, I don't know if they need me to help them justify it. It's your choice. It's your life. You can do whatever you want. If you want to sell on eBay for 20 years, me personally, I in 20 years from now, I hope I'm not still working in my store. I hope that it's automated by that point. I hope that I am more of a business owner than a business operator. So that's the distinction that I make. The shift that I'm doing is, can somebody else do what I'm doing? And if the answer is no, that means I have an ego problem because honestly, every single job can be done. There are millions of eBay stores, some that operate without the person going in, right? So, what would be the most practical form of eBay? I would say get a corporate job, save as much money as possible so you're only working because you want to. Invest in your side hustle in processes that are scalable so you can have somebody else do it for you. Then you'll have a side hustle that operates with very minimal work, a corporate income that you're reinvesting. Maybe you can save 100% of your eBay income. Oh, you got Wolfhound is asking about my schedule. It's the same almost every day. We can talk about it. Sorry, this guy's getting antsy. At 5:40 in the morning, I wake up. I used to check my phone in bed, but now that I am engaged, I don't do that anymore. So I get out of bed at 5:40. I go brush my teeth, make a cup of coffee, get ready for my mastermind call. 6 a.m. I have a 1 hour call with my mastermind group. We talk about what we're working on. So specifically, like today, we were talking about multipliers. So how to get staff, new suppliers, what we're going to do for our processes. From 6 to 7, 7 o'clock, my lister describer shows up. So at 7:10, we go to my storage space and we list and ship 50 items a day. And then right now, I'm slowly increasing my ASP, so we sell more and more expensive items. Then I come back around this time. I get ready and cook dinner with my fiance, and she hates cell phones, so I don't really use my phone after when she gets back at 6. No cell phone, and there's nothing to do. We don't really watch that much TV, so we read, hang out, talk about our goals, and then go to sleep. It's very boring at this point. 6 days a week. Saturday we go and do something fun. Tuesday and Thursday night we may go out. We're also training for a marathon, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturday, Sunday we run at least 3 miles, and on the weekend we run farther. What is this guy doing? What are you doing? Um, so we're working out 4 times a week, and then our trainer says that we need to cross train on opposite days. So I need to lift weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's kind of a lot, and I would say that a th- that the days that I'm running, the off days, it's not too bad. 3 miles at this point after a lot of practice is not. It's kind of like walking. It's not very far for us, so it's not too strenuous. But the working out, cross training is hard. Um, any tips for selling items that take longer than others? Yes. Stop selling items that take a long time to sell and sell items that sell faster. Slowly cycle long tail items out of your business if you can, or look at it like an investment and determine what your return of an investment that you like. Like, for example, let's say you buy something and hang on to it for 10 years and double your money. That's still better than the stock market. So I just have my business, so the cash flow that I need is not, I don't need that cash flow to survive. In fact, to be 100% honest with you guys, 100% of my eBay income is reinvested in the stock market. I don't spend any of it. 100% of eBay profits are reinvested into like mutual funds. I don't spend any of it. Um, it is an income that I want to save for 10 years. And at that point, I should be able to retire. So I don't use any of it. It goes straight into it. And I'll tell you, I could actually also, because I consider my eBay and Poshmark a different business. Um, it's actually under the same S corp, but I consider it a different business in a sense that I can pay 100% of my bills with my Poshmark store sales. So I could just pay all my bills, but it's only $1,500 a month split between my fiance and I minus rent. Okay, so minus the housing cost. The actual bills, I only need $750 to get by each week. It's not very much. So um, that's not a ton of money. The rest is going 100% into investments. He wants to say something, but he hasn't said anything yet. It's raining in Sydney. Wow. Um, Yeah, I noticed that. John on my call is in Australia, and he was wearing a beanie today, but it's about to be summer here, so it must be getting cold out there. Craig, what's going on? Matthew is saying 20 hours a week is enough to make a grand a week. Yes, for people that know what they're doing, you can do that. And it goes down exactly to what I was saying, guys, which is 5 items an hour is what you can average when you know what you're doing. If you resell for a living, you can process 5 or more items an hour. This is including sourcing, listing, photography, all of that, right? 5 items an hour at $10 profit. If you guys are listening, write this down or smash the like button. 5 items at $10 and an item is $50 an hour. Okay, times 20 hours, there's your grand a week. If you're not that good, or you're slow and just getting started, or you don't know what you're doing, or you have to learn things and you're unorganized, maybe it's 1 or 2 an hour. And if you're only making $5 profit, or the item doesn't sell and you get zero profit, then you're better off getting a part-time job at McDonald's, because like that's, you need to aspire to get to at least 5 items an hour, because $50 an hour is respectable. Okay. And to what that really looks like is like you have some relationships set up. So you're going and pick up some supply instead of just hunting one by one. That's too slow. And also you're doing stuff bulk. You're taking 10 photos at the same time. You're doing 10 listings at the same time. You're batching some stuff together. Now, you could do what Craig does, which is the Craig is doing Craig is doing he doesn't do any batching, so he goes from start to finish on each item. That's a more advanced technique. I wouldn't recommend people who are just starting do that. What's up, James? The James, the macro course comes out on Thursday. So I'm just finishing it up. I'm going to release the syllabus on Instagram in the next day or two. If you guys want me to add anything to it, you can just add it in. You guys will be able to view the course over and over again and make macros if you have a Mac. If you have a PC, I still need to work on that. I may do like a GoFundMe or something, because that's going to take a lot of time to figure out how to do it on a PC. Wow, a lot of Bitcoin people. James is saying, coming from 100% Amazon side, yeah, I agree. Amazon is where it's at for the future. There's a lot of eBay sellers that are secretly large FBA sellers. I am not one, but I do aim to focus a lot more on that once my eBay business is automated. I just like eBay more. It's not more scalable than Amazon. So I wish people that did eBay would admit that. It's not. If you're looking from a pure business standpoint, Amazon is a better model, because the 13 things I talk about in my videos, which is product research, sourcing, buying, prepping, storing, inventory, customer service, shipping, packing, customers, all of that's the 13 things we talk about. Amazon does like 8 of those for you. So why would you not outsource it to them? So like if you want to get to that, you want to do this for a living, it's easier to do Amazon. It's not multi-level marketing. This is not LuLaRoe. Sorry to pick on them, but I just feel bad for the 80,000 reps that signed up and 80% of them didn't even break even. That's 64,000 people who lost money. That's insane. What's up, Northern Flipper? Um, how do you raise capital? Depends on your goal. Um, what do I want to do when I have kids? My wife wants a $2 million mansion. That's actually not that nice of a house here. $2 million would be like a three-bedroom regular house here. Because a one bedroom or a studio is already $1 million. So if she wants that, it's pretty normal. She is not really, she's more interested in financial independence and having to work optionally. So that's very important to us to have the save 25 times our annual income. So how that works is if you live like us on $1,500, $1,500 a month, then you only need to save 25 times that in order to retire, which is like 700. Wait, let me just make sure the math on this. 1,500 times 12 times 25. We only need to save 450 grand to retire if it was just the two of us. But it's not going to be just the two of us. We want to have two kids. So it's going to be probably closer to $1 million invested to retire. And we should be able to do that if I really hustle before we have a kid. So we could be like Mr. Money Mustache in that position where we have the amount that we need to retire before we have a kid. So theoretically, we could just spend 100% of time with our kid and not have to work, just work for fun. That would be very kind of a boring lifestyle because we'd only live on like 2 to 3 grand a month, but minus the kid stuff. But that's okay. I mean, that's like we're not going to stop working. We just want to be in that position. How do I define too long to sell? Oh, it depends on your model. So, for example, if you sell rare art, you may want to wait on it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, but you don't want to wait a year or two to sell like an iPhone. That's it. You want to sell iPhones within like 3 month window at the most, but most iPhones will sell within the first 2, 3 days. That's what I mean by too long. It depends on the item. Okay, so we're talking. Craig is asking, how do I raise money for this? And let's go over Tino, one of my friends. Tino, the sole advisor, was trying to build a business. Actually, let me go over me. I don't even want to bring Tino into this. Let's say I wanted to earn 100K. A lot of people say that. Chris, I want to earn 100,000. Okay, if you want to raise capital, this is what you do. You write a $200,000 net plan, and then you find an investor, and you guys split it 50-50. That person, the investor, male or female, finances your operation and you build it up to $200,000 net income. You take half, give them half for supplying the capital. That's how you would need to raise the money. You would need a track record of being able to grow this and just come to somebody and say, look, I need X amount of money to build a $200,000 net business. I'll split it with you. All you need to do is meet with me every week and make sure that we're on track and give me the money. And you could raise money with that plan. I could do that right now. If you guys want me to do that, we could try that. So if somebody out there in YouTube land wants to just finance me and split it 50-50, we would need a goal to net at least 500K because I don't like partnerships. In order to make a partnership work, we would need to be doing something much larger scale that's more interesting to me. Otherwise, it's not worth it to get into bed with you. No pun intended. But like a partnership is like a marriage. I'm not going to do that unless like the reward is bigger than just doing it by myself. So 250K would be interesting enough for me to try a joint project. But otherwise, anything smaller than that, I wouldn't be interested because it's a lot of work to deal with somebody. When I used to work for Lexus, my boss used to say, Chris, I'll finance you up to $1 million to start whatever company you want, but it's a 90-10 split. And I was like, bro, I'd rather, I'd rather, what is 90-10 split? What's that? That's, that's strong. Where'd you even come up with that percentage? But he's like, but up to $1 million. So think of what you can do. I just don't want to risk more than 1 million on you. That's as expensive as of an idea. I think that I trust you with the money. So I didn't end up coming up with an idea that's worth that much. He's still good for the money if I ever want to do that. But I would need to think of something that's worth investing my time into. What's up, Cody? Just chilling. Just talking. I'm just talking with my new business partner, Sam the Poodle, and he doesn't seem too impressed with resellers, or he's sleepy and tired from the walks today. All right, Craig. I'll see you in a bit. Book called Profit First. Yeah, I think that isn't that book by Mike Ma Michalowicz or something? Profit First. I don't think that's Cindy Thompson, is it? I think a different person wrote that book, but maybe not. I like that book a lot. What's my weakest link right now? My weakest link right now is HR. I need two more people to help me to really get this to where I want to be. Yeah, that's true. I could live in the Midwest, but I like living in California because it's inspiring to be, and it's the people that are inspire me here. It's not the environment. There's beautiful places all around the U.S. I just like being in a place where people are hustling. I like that. Not to say that people aren't hustling in the middle of the country. It's just here when your rent's $3,000, it's hard to get things going, and so people are usually more ambitious. Um, What's up, Brock? Bitcoin is just something I'm not that interested in because there's other guaranteed ways to make money like real estate. So we are starting down the Burr method of real estate investing, which is buy, renovate, rent, and then refinance. So I'm just working on that. So I don't have enough time to do Bitcoin. Is it a good place to put your money? Probably. It just depends on what you if you know what you're doing or not. Try to buy it at 1,000 and sell for 20,000. That's my best advice for people flipping Bitcoin. Just do that. Buy low and sell high. Um, that's true. So Craig Collector is saying, or the collector is saying that when we have kids, we're going to want them to do a better school district. We've already agreed on public school. So um, we both went to public school. We both turned out fine. We don't want to do the private school thing because we don't want entitled kids. We're totally cool with public school. And then, yeah, even if we are financially able to send them wherever we want, which is a good chance we will be, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with public school because we both like that. Um, why stop at 2 kids? I know, man. I was thinking well, I mean, I thought one time I wanted 10 kids because why not? But, I just there's only so many hours in the day, and, both of us came from 2-kid families, so probably 2 kids makes sense. Yeah, Spazzy Lab is doing a renovation as you speak. So the Burr method and model is buy, renovate, rent, refinance. So there is no sell part. There is no flip part of that. So I'm totally down with that. My fiance is on board. That's our method of retirement: is collect a bunch of homes, trade them in for hotels, and then that's it. What's up, Mark? Yeah, I'm still working on my audio, but some people do listen to this to fall asleep, probably because of my monotone voice. So I'm trying to increase the audio quality so people can do that. Hopefully, it's not because it's boring, but I'm trying my best to make it more interesting. Start with one brother. Yeah, we do have real estate, but I'm just saying we're currently renting. So that's just something that we're working on. But I'm saying I just downsized from a 3,000 square foot place to here, but I didn't say I don't own that place. I didn't say I don't rent that place out. There's a lot of stuff I don't talk about on this channel, but I can tell you for sure I reinvest 100% of my eBay profits. So, and that's including the $300,000 net store that I'm building right now. Oh, one kid. Um, Yeah, that's true. Start with one. All right. Well, that's great advice. I gotta practice making babies, as they say. Try to make one, and then we'll start from there. See what happens. Making kids is funner than raising them. So I've heard. So I've heard. Um, is my fiance gonna work with me? Nope. She has zero interest in reselling, so she will never work with me on this project. Doesn't mean we won't do business together. Just not reselling. She has no interest. She's way more interested in real estate. So we're gonna be fixing toilets and painting and doing that. She would rather do that. And also, I think that Mike Michalowicz wrote another book, which someone recommended to me today. My attorney friend, Brian, stopped by. If you're in a crash, call Nash. I don't know what his phone number is. It's probably some expensive vanity phone number. But his goal is to earn $100,000 a month at his law firm, and he charges 300 bucks an hour. And he's trying to figure out. He's in a similar place. How do I? He gave me the acronym, which is ACDC: attract, convert, deliver, collect, attract, convert, deliver, connect, ACDC. So right now he's working on attracting leads and then converting them and then delivering the service and then collecting the money. And he's charging $300 an hour, so that he works his way backwards. How does he make $100,000 a month? He doesn't want to do any of the lawyering, so he already has the lawyers in place to do the work. He doesn't want to do any of the lead acquisition, so he's hired out a firm to do that. And right now he's in the middle of it, trying to figure out how to convert those leads and deliver the goods. And he's outsourced collecting to another team. So it's just like putting a puzzle together. It's all the same for all of us. Real estate's where the money is at. Yeah. So we're going to do the burn model: buy, renovate, rent, refinance. Keep doing that over and over again. What products should we stock up with on the China tariff coming? All US made products, if you can. I recommend everyone start focusing on US made products. Also, if you guys want to join my Zoom call tonight, if you guys are here, thank you, Steve. Steve Rakin sent $5 for the super chat. Appreciate it, Steve. Steve is awesome. Steve's one of the main reasons that I got into YouTube, because I was following him. I was like, holy crap, Steve is at Goodwill making money selling blazers, blazing profits. So I joined the green room. Big shout out to Steve. I respect what he does a lot. But if you guys want to join my mastermind call tonight, I'm going to post that link. Actually, I'll put it in the link right now. You can download the app Zoom. If you guys want to download the app zoom.us, and you have headphones and you have video and you want to join the call tonight, you can. Starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is in 35 minutes from now. You can join. Just hop in and type that code in. Make sure you have a microphone and video. I don't want to talk to strangers tonight. So hop in there and we can chat about different ideas. Zback is asking, what is my main source of income? I currently have 9 sources of income. So there are many of them that I can live on, because my bills are only $750 plus half the rent. So that's where I'm at right now. There's a lot of different things I can earn a full-time living on. I could do it. I'll be honest with you guys. My YouTube ad revenue is more than my bills. So this right here earns more money than my bills. So does my Patreon. So does my Poshmark. Mercari doesn't quite yet. My rental car business could, if I wanted to expand it, that could pay my bills. But any one number of those companies could do that. Plus, there's some stuff I do on the side that's not related to reselling that earns me money. I still make money off Facebook ads. So there's a lot of different projects that I've been working on. But if I could redo it again, I would not do that. I wouldn't diversify that wide. That was a really moronic thing to do. Totally stupid to diversify your income and time that wide. Don't do that. Just focus on a few things. Just focus on one thing, and before you do as many things as I did. That was a totally stupid move. But I had ADD when I quit my job in 2014. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I just started a bunch of things. And some of them stuck. Some of them were horrible failures. I spent 80 grand trying to make a mobile app work. And I didn't even get off the ground. Okay. I tried to open a cannabis dispensary in Beverly Hills. So many things are so dumb. If I just didn't do any of those businesses, I would be in a different position right now. I'd probably already be retired if I didn't try to make all these things that are really difficult. Zivic Chen, is that how you pronounce it? Thank you so much. Hey, Dave, thanks for tuning in from the Philippines. As a start, what number of listings should I start to see my views improve? Here we go. KR, this is the shift. This is the point of this video and why you guys should smash the like button. You need to shift from how many listings and how many things do I want to what does your customer want? Okay, so if you pick a niche, let's say you pick cell phones. What does your customer want? Start researching what phones are popular, what people are paying for phones. Start there. Do it the other way. Focus on what your customer wants and not what you want, and that will start. What's up, Yuri? I currently don't have a hiring people video yet, but I did make one with Paul Lipsky. So I will post that soon. We posted our best 6 tips on hiring people. I'll post that soon. Thanks for reminding me. I know, right? My bills are $750 in the Bay Area minus rent. So that's because, and that's including health insurance. So really, really, really low right now. We're not doing much. We have basically just internet, food, groceries, and health insurance. Not spending very much money at all. No car payments, no credit card debt, no student loans, and just reinvesting everything back into the business or into investments. I know, right? Look at this guy. Um, just do real estate and eBay. Yeah, agreed. Civic, nice. Yeah, smash that like button. Thank you so much. But I appreciate everyone stopping by. The point of this channel is to help you guys build a healthy side hustle, and to start with focusing on profit. But again, the way that you get profit is focusing on what your customer needs. I'm going to give you guys a couple more examples. One of my friends, Prince, he's focusing in the camera market. He likes to research how many cameras are even sold. So let's say 500 cameras are sold a day. He's like, okay, I'm going to figure out, excuse me, I'm going to figure out how to sell 50 of those 500 a day. And he finds a way to do it. He figures out where those cameras come from, buys them low, sells them for higher, repeats the process. Shazad, what's up? Shazad's doing Terapeak. Terapeak is amazing. He found 5 new replenishable items just using Terapeak, and Terapeak is free with the store subscription. So I'm going to be doing that more as well. That's my 10 by 10 by 10 model I'm talking about that I focus on and don't talk about on YouTube, which is um, you go on Terapeak and look for something that's selling really well. Let's say that an iPhone case is selling really well and it's made out of wood. You make your own wood one, order it straight from the manufacturer, and you end up selling 10 a day for $10 profit. That's not a good example of a product that would do that, but that's the concept behind it. You can go to Terapeak to find out what's selling really, really well. Do I charge for shipping? I don't anymore. The reason why I don't charge for shipping is because I don't want to do the accounting. I just want one fee to reconcile, because I'm finding, especially with thousands of items, accounting is very difficult. I just want one line, which is final value fee total. I don't want final value fee and final value fee plus shipping. It's too complicated. So just free shipping to make it easier on the back end. And I'm removing best offer. What process do I recommend to research what's selling? Terapeak and Zik Analytics. Those are the 2 companies I recommend. How would I invest 5 grand real quick? I wouldn't invest it quickly, but if I only had 5 grand, I would invest it slowly in items that have a less than 30-day sell through. Cell phones, MacBooks, laptops, trendy hype beast items. That's how I would spend 5 grand. If it was my only 5 grand, if I had 5 grand in a job, then I would spend it slowly and learn a specific niche. Do I offer global shipping? Yes. About 18% of my sales are global. When is it a right time to focus on resourcing from the wholesale source? Immediately. Just start thinking about wholesale right away. You've been doing eBay full time for a month and a half. Amazing. I still recommend you get a job. I don't think you should do eBay full time. Don't recommend that, even though I'm an eBay guru. Don't do eBay full time if you don't have to. It's very hard, because, like this new store, I'm just like refreshing my store every 5 hours to see if there's a new sale, because I'm trying to spend less than $200 to start that store. So if I had a regular job and I was investing a few $100s a week, it's much easier than, from zero. Um, Inventory idea tab. That's true. Um, Still doing mainly yard sales at the moment. Nice. That's a great way to get started. Yard sales is probably a great way to spend 5K too. Free shipping is just easier. Exactly. Just it's easier. Is it better? There's, arguable that charging for shipping, you can trick customers into thinking it's cheaper, but just don't sell things that require that much trickery. Just set a decent price and offer free shipping if you want to make it easier. I'm not using best offer because I don't need it. I'm just pricing the item at market and it's selling. You guys can look at the new store. We've had 10 sales out of 23 items already. Pretty quick, right? It's only been 2 weeks, and I just price it where I want to get the money, and there's no back and forth. And if people want to make a best offer, they'll do it anyway. So, if they really want it, they'll submit a best offer through the messaging system. Is free shipping the way to go? It is if you want simplicity. Maybe not if you don't, because you can make people earn free shipping and say free shipping with 2 or more items, free shipping with 3 or more items. Then, but if you give away shipping, you have nothing to incentivize people to buy more than one item. Jackie, what's up? Could I please share how do I refresh a store? You can call eBay and have them refresh your store, but it's not that important. Refreshing your store is not more important than just having stuff people want to buy inside of it. Shazad just did his first 100K in 60 days, killing it. Yeah, he just started Amazon and did 20K in the first 30 days. Smashing it, dude. Great job. And if you are Shazad, because I know him a little bit better from him stopping in on my channel all the time, it's important to recognize that the people who do those kind of numbers spend a lot of time researching what to buy. They're nobody random. Oh, Chris, it's weird. I just started listing stuff and I earn 100,000 a month. I've never heard that before. I only hear I spent hours researching specific products that sell really well. Now I do 100K a month. Is OA realistic for eBay? No, James, I don't think so. Because you don't get close to retail prices on eBay. eBay is just to get started. It's not, no, I don't think so. OA is not realistic for eBay. Because people are on eBay looking for a good deal. They don't pay retail. Amazon is what's up. When would I say someone quit their job? I recommend the Jay Leno form of investing, which is you have 2 incomes, you live on the lower one and reinvest 100% of the larger one. So I recommend you never quit your job. Always have at least 2 sources of income. You have 300 listings. Should you open a store? Yeah, you should open a basic store at 250 listings. Zivik, what's going on? Came back to States for the wife and family. That's very important. For me, I enjoy what I do. And it's a thing. I really want to be close to my fiance, so I would choose a lower paying job if I could to not have to be overseas. And also, I wish that I had known when I was in my 20s. So OGC Resale or whoever is in their 20s, I wish that someone had told me you do not need to be an entrepreneur to be a millionaire. I did not know that. I was like, I thought the only way to get rich is to be an entrepreneur, and that's not true. Okay, you just need to earn 70K or more a year and live on half your income. That's it. Very straightforward. Learn how to make $70,000 a year at your job. Live on less than $35,000 a year. Reinvest 100% of it. Build a couple side hustles on the side. You'll be a millionaire before you're 40. I did not know that. So I'm just barely learning about personal finance now. My fiance is much younger than me. She's probably like, because she's been watching me grow on YouTube and she's very smart and wise beyond her years. So she already knew that the most important part of YouTube is consistency. So because she's watched YouTube growing up, so she's watched beauty vloggers and people that do YouTube for a while, and the story is always the same. You don't make any money your first couple of years as you're getting started, and then people start to follow you and your channel starts to make money. All of my videos make more than $100, to give you guys an idea of what kind of monetization happens. But when I started, none of my videos made a dollar. They made like 10 cents, 20 cents. They didn't make anything. But she already knew that. So she was like, can you just make a YouTube channel for a year and do it because you like it? Then if you like doing it for a year, you'll probably stay consistent and eventually it will turn into money. So she didn't like say, oh, don't do it or whatever, get a real job. She just said, do it for fun. And the only thing that she was watching was whether or not I was consistent. So it works because now we can definitely pay our bills 100% just from YouTube videos, right? So you can build it up after a while and have this be another income for you guys if you want to shoot for YouTube. I'd be happy to do collaborations with you guys, especially since I owe it to my audience that it's this big right now. So super appreciate you guys stopping by. Again, if you guys want to hop on the Zoom call tonight at 5 p.m., you can see what one of my masterminds looks like. It's every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, and you need to download the app Zoom, and the call is 611-979-1816. is the Zoom room. It's the same every single week at 5 p.m. Pacific. So if you guys are watching this after the fact, you can join one of my calls for free every Monday night. I just talk to random people about it. Do you think it's possible to net 5K a month on Posh? I was netting 3K a week on Posh when I was doing it seriously. You can net, I would say it's possible to net 50 grand a month on Posh. You could do 100K if you know what you're doing on Poshmark. It's a fantastic platform, especially if you share 3 times a day, you will kill it. But again, it depends on what you are selling. Poshmark, it just is the same. The grass is greener where you water it. That's my opinion. Well, Poshmark is fine. It's a great platform. Not as good as eBay because the traffic's not there, but still awesome. They just released home goods. I spent 2 hours today walking around a home goods store with my friend Brian looking for items to sell. So we were thinking, okay, we asked the lady what's trendy, what's going well. She was explaining certain fixtures are in style, mid-century, modern is in style. These lamps, like you guys can see in the corner of my room, there's a overarching lamp, and the overarching lamp is in trend right now, the one that goes over into the middle of your room. So that's something that I might look into sourcing. That's how I would use Terapeak. I would see, oh wow, these lamps are selling like crazy. Where can I find them? Shazad has 7 sources of income. Banging. I know the dog is so calm. Do I ever sell vintage toys? I do. That's one of the things that I do for fun is vintage collectibles. It's all right. It's not a very fast sell through. Usually, it can be. Depends on what niche that you're in. You have a 3 unit house. Amazing. This is the house hacking where you get a 2 to 4 unit complex, and you live in one of them, and the other unit's rent pays for your rent or mortgage payment. That's house hacking. I do car hacking, right? Kind of, in a sense that my rental cars pay for my car costs. So I have a negative car cost each month. Wow, 45,000 items, crazy. That's a lot. Oh yeah, there's a lot of strange eBay offers going around. That's a new eBay scam. If you guys have had that scam, smash the like button. It's basically people offering really, really, really high offers, and just ignore those. That's why I don't. Another reason why I don't have best offer. There's a lot of scams and people who don't pay, and eBay doesn't penalize people if they don't pay. Let's see. I think But yeah, guys, I'm gonna hop off and get ready for my call this evening. So if you want to join, download the Zoom app. And if you're listening, the number is 611-979-1816. We're gonna start on Zoom.us is the app. We're gonna start in 20 minutes. So if you guys want to join, please have video and a microphone that works. If you're in a noisy place, bring headphones, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Oh yeah, if you're coming to my channel for the first time, like, comment, subscribe, and I talk about selling full time, selling stuff online, whether it be drop shipping. I'm learning, but physical products is more where I am in. So see you guys later. Everyone, take care.